Hey guys, welcome back to Terrafirmagreg. And last time we built these large chemical reactors. Well, guess what? They did not solve my problem. Not really. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of inputs here and it was working, but then there would be a situation where I'd have multiple recipes come in at the same time. And I got formaldehyde, hydrogen peroxide, and a bunch of sulfides that I just did not want yet. So that did not work. But I did figure out a fix. So back over here, we've got the original chemical reactor 1 and chemical reactor 2. And what I did was set up a system with a repackager. And the way this repackager works is any packages that get requested from an order, they get sent, and they'll gather in the frog and then drop down into this crate. But they won't pass through here until all of the packages from that order are here. And then they get repackaged into a single package, which gets dropped down into this crate. And then here is a repackager, but it does the exact opposite. The fluid repackager will unpackage everything and put it into the machine. But it will only do that if there's room for the entire package. So, oh, there we go. See, we just got something. Yeah. Some sulfuric acid and sodium hydroxide dust. And see, there's a phenol and nitration mixture which was able to be put in, and that's because there was room. But if there's not room, it will stay there. And this prevents the backup where you would have half of one recipe and half of another recipe in there at the same time, and they would block each other. But doing it this way, there's no blockage. So I just put the chemical reactor 1 and 2 back in. We're using these for now. The large chemical reactor over there is still good for doing other processes, and so we will be using it in the future, but for now, yeah, we're just doing this. And now, on to what we are going to be doing for the rest of the episode, and in fact, probably the next few episodes, and that is a rocket. But in order to make the rocket, we have a bunch of parts. We've got these 6 parts, plus a bunch of liquid silicon, and that's okay. I've got it all laid out in this kind of a diagram, and we've got all the different stuff here. So we just need to pick one, start there, and yeah, let's move on. So I think I'm going to pick this first right here. And this is our aluminosteel rocket alloy ingots. And they are made from, well, first you have to make the hot one. And that's with helium gas and the actual dust. And the dust is made from stainless steel, aluminum, and liquid red steel. So if we take those and, oh yeah, it's right here. Take those and mix them together, I think it is. Yeah, here we are. Our aluminosteel rocket dust alloy is made, yeah, it's in the mixer. It's an HV mixer 2. So mixer 2 HV, we have to have one of those. And then of course there's like 3 and 6 or something and a bunch of other stuff. I haven't added that, but that's how you make this stuff. So I guess that's where we need to start. Although liquid red steel, we are going to have to make liquid red steel, and that means we're going to have to come over here, and we did adjust the liquid storage here with some stainless steel fluid pipes for the liquid cobalt, I think it is. Yep. So the liquid cobalt there, we can have liquid red steel here and move the glue down to the other end, just like we did with the, is it the polyethylene? Yeah, the polyethylene. So we're gonna have to do that, and that is fine. We're just gonna have to do a little upgrade right here. All right, we've got the liquid red steel all set up here in the super tank in the liquid storage. We've got it being blocked here, so it won't go past. It'll go through here, into here, and into here. Now we just need to make the liquid red steel. We have an extractor over here, and if we put stuff in here, it will go to liquid storage automatically. So that's fine. What we need to do is deliver stuff to here, and I don't think we have an extractor in our clipboard. Now we have a bunch of extruders, but no extractors yet. So we gotta set that up real quick. It's okay, we can just take this fluid packager, and I think we can just stick it on top like that, and then put a frog on top of that. Should be fine. So just like that. Okay, let's give him a name. Extractor. That's good. Let's add it to our clipboard. Good. So if we need liquid red steel, we can just send some red steel over here. It will pass in and extract. Oh, I guess we don't need a liquid packager. It just needs to be a regular one. Yeah, we'll just yeah, we need to put on a regular one. Alright, there we go. And it's not powered, so it's not going to take out, but it will take anything from that frog and put it down. Alright, well, let's try it out. We can come back to here and say, we've got some gauges here, so we need that liquid red steel. And you get that from adding red steel, of course. Red steel ingots. I think you can actually do red steel dust too. I don't know which. Probably the dust would be better, because that's one less step. Alright, so red steel dust is to get the liquid red steel, you just heat stuff, yeah, down into, yeah, so we got these extractors here. Yeah, and here's the red steel ingot. You can extract it. It has to be an MV extractor to liquid red steel. Ooh, we might not be able to use the dust and melt it down. Okay, so let's grab one red steel dust, one ingot. We'll test it out. We'll come over here to the extractor and say, hey, can you extract red steel dust? No, you cannot. Okay, can you extract an ingot? Yes, you can. And nothing's melted, so... Okay, good. It worked. It made it to the liquid red steel. It's always nice when you don't have any accidents. So, one ingot will give you 144 millibuckets. 44. Okay. That is in the extractor. Our luminous steel rocket alloy dust. In the mixer, you only need 144 to make 9. Ooh, in that case, I mean, really, let's just say that we always have 144 millibuckets. Yeah, has to be an even number. Okay, let's just say that we always have 150. Okay, that should send one of those off to the extractor, and it should extract and then put it back into the system, and then we'll have our 150. Well, actually, we should have like 288, but that will do. And we got the aluminum, and we got stainless steel, and it's actually 2 stainless steel and 6 aluminum in the mixer, 2 HV plus 144 millibuckets of liquid red steel. So 144. That will actually make 9 dust, was it? It was 9. And that is on 2, yep. Okay. Now, what we have to do is we need to make another HV mixer, because we only have 1, and it's set to HV1. So let's make another one real quick. Okay, so we've got that right there. We can just bring it over, bring it up, like so. And, you know, I'm just going to stick the mixer right on top, just like that. All right, it's got power. Good. And then I think we can go underneath here to the other side to hook up liquids. So back to the other side, we will stick some piping on there, go underneath, and just come right to the side here, just like that. Hook that in, make sure everything's passing like it should. All right, make sure you're going out fluids this way. Good. And then for the items, we can just have them go up top. Or, no, we probably want it to come out the side, just like this. And it looks like we're going to need one more pipe. One more item pipe. Oh, there we go. Make sure solids are coming out that way. Okay, good. Now we just have to do that nice little trick that I've got over here with the chemical reactors and the assemblers so that we get everything in at the same time. So we're gonna need a couple of crates, a couple of packagers, and frog. All right, so first of all, we need a fluid repackager. Stick that on right there. We get a crate right here, sticking it into there. We'll have a crate on top of there. Then we've got the repackager right here. Going into that. And we have to power it. So we'll grab the redstone. Oh, there we go. Let's cover it up, make it look nice. Alright. We just have to grab a frog and stick it right there. So, right there and right there like that. Then we get to call the frog mixer to HV. Alright, add it to the clipboard. And yeah, that's it. I mean, except we have to get a couple of conveyors, move the items. Okay, now that we have the conveyors, we'll go into here. Stuff will go into there. It needs to be... Right, so the conveyors actually only need to go right here and right there, because everything will drop down into here. Since this is powered, it will take everything into here. But once it's in here, we have to use the conveyor to extract. And then once it's in here, we need to export. So take it in and out. Alright, well, that should be good. Okay, so now if we come over to here and say mixer to HV, this stuff, we want 9. If I actually say I want 9 items, then it should kick this off. And so now we're just waiting for that. Oh, yep, it's got the stuff. It got it all in. It's mixing. Oh, of course. I need to set this to circuit 2. There we go. Okay, mixes that all up, and once it's done, it should spit it out that way and back into storage. And of course, now that I've actually seen this going, I needed the liquid and solids anyway, because liquid red steel. Duh. Alright, there it is. It's getting sent out. Back into storage. And there we go. 9 of the rocket alloy dust. Okay, now this stuff needs to go into the EBF. Is that is 100 millibuckets of helium per dust to make 1 ingot. So 100 per 1 to make that in the EBF2. That is good. However, before we do, well, I guess, yeah, we can do that. We can kick that off right now. And let's just say we always want to have, I don't know, like, if we say 8, that's not a bad thing. So we'll just do 8 of these. That'll also kick that off again, do a little more mixing, and that's okay. We'll have another 9 coming in. And let's go check out the EBF. And yeah, looks like the EBF is kicking it off. It's making the R alumino steel rocket alloy ingots. And you can see my temperature is going up. However, there was a quick patch that I updated to, and the latest patch, it made it so that your heat doesn't change as fast. So yeah, you will heat up if you stand next to it for a while, but it's not going to kill you as quickly as it did before. So I'm glad they made that little change. It was just way too easy to get injured by being hot. Now I can actually come over here and look and see, oh yeah, it's doing what it's supposed to do. Okay, yeah, good. And then I can run away and not die. And yeah, we are getting the ingots. That is good. So the alumino steel ingots, we've been using the chemical bath to cool them off into just the regular ingots. I think it's time to make a vacuum freezer. This will go so much faster, and we don't have to worry about sending liquids and this stuff. It's just, okay, send it to the freezer. So we are going to make the vacuum freezer, and we're going to do that right now. There's also a bulk blast chiller. What is the difference? Okay. Bulk blast chiller. I think it is an upgrade to the freezer. It's even better. Ooh, it looks beefy. I think actually making it though, yeah, it's it's using technology which we are not yet there. But the vacuum freezer, we should be able to make the vacuum freezer, right? Oh, EV, no way. The vacuum freezer takes EV. We have not made EV yet. I mean, we are close. We are in the high voltage age. EV, we can make EV circuits, but let's see, your first EV circuit, yeah. But in order to make that, we need, let's see, what do we need? Electrum wire, easy. Blue alloy, yeah. Diodes, yes. HV circuits, yes. Yes. The RAM chips and liquid soldering outlet. Do we have RAM chips? RAM chips, RAM wafer, emerald. So it is green. Actually, it looks like we could make those. Let's go ahead and save that. It's the MV circuit assembler to do that. I think we could actually make these. And let's see, the blast. Not the blast first. We need the freezer. The vacuum freezer. That is what we want. We want to make the vacuum freezer. We can make HV electric pumps, gold cables, all that. Okay. Frost-proof aluminum machine casing. Aluminum plates plus an aluminum frame. Okay, yeah, we can do that. That's not that bad. So now we have those. Let's get the freezer done. So now the question is, where do we want to build them? We've got the LV and the MV and the HV circuits right here. We do have RAM chips right there. We could just kind of put it in right here since we got room. So microprocessor, supercomputer, microprocessor, supercomputer. Remember to always link your gauges. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, because there are 7 things to make this processor. Okay, here is a good time to point something out. Since they made the change to the new liquid factory stuff instead of the logistics before, you can actually now look up a liquid and drag it onto here. So you don't have to hold a liquid, bring it over and put it in. You can just drag it from the JEI like before. So I am so glad that they made that. Good change, good change. So here's all the things we need for the the EV circuits. So let's add them. There we go. All 6 are added. Make sure we have the right numbers. Okay, and here is another wonderful change they made with the liquids. Okay, before you had to hold shift and scroll, and it would scroll by hundreds, and you'd have to do this to do all of the buckets and stuff. Well, if you don't hold shift and you just scroll up, it goes by a bucket. So this would have saved me so much time. But yeah, we can do buckets now really easily. And we actually need, I think, 288. If I hold control, it will do the ones. So instead of doing ones without anything, it does buckets. And now if you hold control, it'll do the one. I actually think it would be better if the default was by 1, and in order to do buckets, you hold the control. But, you know, you get what you get. And this is a lot better than it was before. So 288 plus all these will make How many of those? Just one. It will make just one. Okay, but that is in the circuit assembler. So yeah, once we have all of those materials, we can start making EV circuits. And then we can use those to make the blast chiller. Or not the blast chiller, it's the freezer. The vacuum freezer. Blast chiller is even better. Yeah. I'm pretty sure we are... Yeah, we're already making the HV pumps right here, so that's good. Now, out of all of this stuff, the only stuff that we are not automating is the blue alloy bolts and the fine electrum wire. But we can do that pretty easily. Come over here and look for the electrum. I know we have it somewhere. Or maybe we don't. Or maybe we do. There it is. Electrum. Fine electrum wire. Nice. Okay. That is pretty easy because if we go to the wires, one will give us 4. Is that right? And that is in the wire mill. Good. Yes, that is right. 1 wire will give us 4 of the fine. We actually need 16 just for 1. So we should actually say we want 32 of these, maybe even 64 for now. Yeah. So that is the electrum wire all sorted. We should have that. The other thing is the blue alloy bolts. Now, blue alloy bolts, of course, you get from blue alloy rods. Yes. Yep, just like that. The blue alloy rod you get from the blue alloy ingot. Blue alloy ingot you get from blue alloy dust. Or you can smelt in the alloy smelter electrotine dust and silver dust. Well, that's interesting. Except, I mean, we do have an alloy smelter, but we use it as the smelter. We don't actually use it as an alloy smelter. Should we make the dust and then do that? Because to get the dust, you just mix in mixer 2, which we just made, just 4 electrotine dust and silver dust. I think we should just do that. And then we can use the blue alloy dust in the smelter to just get the blue alloy ingots. Which means we get to come over here to our dust wall. We've got the blue steel dust. That is not the same as blue alloy dust. So let's get 1 plopped in right there. And blue alloy dust. There you go. That is 4 electrotine and 1 silver. Do you have silver over somewhere? That's sterling silver. That's chromium. Silver. Okay. There's silver. I don't think we have electrotine in here anywhere. I can add that up here. So, electrotine dust. That in there. How much of that's... Ooh, we actually have 471 of that. Okay, that's not bad. Okay, so we got the silver, electrotine, and 4 to 1. 2. So 4 of these will actually make 5 the dust, and that is in mixer 2. I don't think it has to be HV. Do we have a mixer 2? I mean, let's just use the HV. We've got it, we might as well use it. It'll be fine. And let's say we always want to have 32 of this. Just because. Let's make sure. Oh no, that only makes 1. 1 silver and 4 will actually make only 1 blue alloy. So we actually need to cancel that. That only makes 1. That is really unfortunate. Alright, so we'll actually set that now to, you know what, let's just do 16. There we go. That'll request it, send it out, make some more. Perfect. So we got the blue alloy dust, which we need to come over to our other side where we've got the ingots and the stuff you make from them. And we've got dust and the ingot right there. So there's blue alloy dust. There's the blue alloy ingots. And that is made from the dust in the smelter. And we're going to say 16 of these. We'll make 16 of these and call it good. And we're going to need some more gauges. Wow. But you know, that is why I automated the gauges, because we're going to use a lot of them. Yeah, we've got that. We've got that. We've got the diode. We've got the RAM chips. We have the fine electrum, and we have the blue alloy and the other stuff. Why is it failing? You don't actually have to have a circuit setting for this. Mission fails requires... Oh no! That's what I did wrong. Oh no, that's not good. See, it says condition fails requires clean room, because when you click on here, does it actually tell me? It does. Look, you can see just at the bottom there, requires clean room. So if we want to make these circuits, we actually need to make a clean room, which is a whole nother thing. So we need to go back to here and say, hey, circuit assembler, sure, but it has to be circuit assembler lane. And we don't have one of those. So we're actually going to set this to 0, inactive. And yeah, we're just going to have to grab all this stuff and move it. So we've got a little more that we have to do. We have to make a clean room. Yeah, I should have known that we needed a clean room, because looking at the first EV circuits and blue alloy, yeah, they made blue alloy. It says clean room. Yeah, we need the clean room. In fact, I think, is that saying, oh, EBF2, low power integrated circuit? Oh, the LPIC. Ah, that requires an HV cutter inside a clean room. Ooh, okay. So yeah, also the phosphorus bules or boules and different colored ones. Yeah, to get the LPIC chip, we have to have the spessartine lens. And then to get this simple SOC system on a chip, you gotta have the apatite lens. In order to make these, I guess you have to be in a clean room. Is that right? No, it doesn't say anything about needing to be in a clean room. You just need this stuff in a precision fabricator. I don't see anything about a clean room here. The fabricator itself just requires some of this other stuff, so yeah, I don't know what it's talking about. Clean room, yeah, we need the clean room. Basically, it's just making a room with walls and things, kind of like the cellar that we made, only it's made out of clean room blocks, and you have to pass power through. You can't have like a power generator outside or inside the clean room. You have to have it outside, pass the power through. That's what, why is that? Filter casing? Is that what that is? So yeah, we need to make a clean room. And there you go. There's a little example of a clean room with a door, a filter on the outside, and then you've got these inputs and outputs. All right, cool. Well, in order to make the clean room, oh, you got a fan on top of them too. Okay, in order to make this, we're gonna need a bunch of this plascrete. And if we just make the clean room like this, I think you can make the clean room bigger. You just have to use more of this stuff. So I wonder, is there somewhere later on where it says, hey, you need... Oh, here we go. The vacuum freezer, that's what I wanted to make. But we're gonna have to wait until we have the clean room for that. So I wonder if later it says, hey, here's how to make a bigger clean room, or if it's just, you just add more walls. I'm not seeing anywhere where it says, hey, make a clean room bigger by doing this. A bigger rocket to go even further. Yeah, I think you just make the clean room bigger. So in that case, let's just mark all the stuff that we need. We need a clean room. Requires item filters, stainless steel, hull. Oh, this is so easy. Yeah, we already have all of this stuff. Okay, good. Then, of course, the next major thing we're going to need is the plascrete. Oh, molybdenum 50 rhenium frame. Okay, yeah, sure. Polyethylene sheet, yeah. Steel. Liquid concrete, we've got that stuff. No problem. This molybdenum 50 rhenium frame, though. Okay, so it's just a bunch of the stuff. Do we have any of this? Actually, I wonder if we do. We have molybdenite dust and molybdenum dust. I don't see that other stuff. So, plascrete. Okay, good. We're gonna need that. We're gonna need the frame. Comes from this stuff, which you have to cook in the blast furnace, of course. How do you get this dust, actually? It's just rhenium dust and molybdenum dust. We do have a bunch of this stuff, but we do not have rhenium dust. I think that's something we're going to have to look for. To find that, we're going to have to find a desert. That's usually where rhenium is found. So we need to look out for rhenium. How do you get rhenium? You get that from crushed desh ore or Harkionite ore. Okay, I have not seen any of those as far as I know. Desh and Tarkionite. So if we go to the good old ores here, we can check out the ores on the earth. We go here, tungstate. Where's the Tarkionite? There's Tarkionite. Okay, Tarkionite, stone types, and oh, well, that's a lot of stone types. And in order to find this, we need to go to any biome, but the rainfall has to be somewhere between 0 and 100 millimeters. And temperature has to be 12 degrees and above. So I think you find this in like a desert region. So we need to go looking for a desert region, and then once we find it, we need to actually mine it up. And the problem is we can't take this good old mining machine anymore. Apparently they fixed it, made it so if you put down a contraption like this and it mines out the blocks, it doesn't actually drop the ore, it just gets rid of everything. So this machine is basically useless now. So yeah, that's a little sad. I could tweak it and change the settings, but honestly it was kind of OP anyway. So we're just gonna have to go use our mining machine that we've got actually set up. I think getting some redstone out, and in fact, yeah, we've got some charcoal. I think we should be good. Yeah, right here we've got redstone being mined out. Okay, so I think the general idea is the farther south you go, the warmer it gets, and the farther east you go, the more rainfall. So if we head southwest, maybe we'll find a desert with not a lot of rainfall, but is really hot. And that's what we're going to be looking for. Just a whole lot of ocean so far. Okay, so I was just flying south as fast as I can, and I actually, if you look at the map, I started going slow, but then I just went as fast as I could because it was taking so long. And yeah, there was nothing of interest until I came to here, and all of a sudden there's these spots on the ground. I'm like, what is that? They're oil slicks, which means there's oil underneath here. So if we were to build an oil rig, we could actually get oil out of these spots. So that's kind of cool. Probably mark this on the map, or maybe, I mean, no, it's fine. I can see it. It's a spot right in the middle of where I'm going, so just kind of cool. Now, if only there was land nearby and a desert at that. That would be great. Here we go. Here we go. Here's some land. Actual land. Let's see. Do we have anything down? Oil sands, of course. I'm not surprised. Andesite rocks. What are those? They look like tumbleweeds. They're tumbleweeds. Tumbleweeds blowing off the sand into the water. Okay, that's just weird. Yeah, okay, but that is not what we need. In fact, what climate are we in? We're in a hot desert. Okay, good. So we should be able to find some of what we need in here somewhere. Average temperature 21 degrees, annual rainfall 12. Yeah, definitely pretty low. So yeah, we're in the right spot. We just need to find it. Ooh, Tarkinite. That is what we're looking for. Right there. Where is it? I'm not seeing it anywhere. Oh, there it is. Just a tiny, tiny bit in the corner. Go straight into the right. Must be this way. Tarkinite. There it is. Okay. Only problem is I think it's out in the middle of the ocean. And yeah, that is it. This is exactly where I need to be, right here. There's the miner. Can we put it right there? That work? Yeah, okay. It just hasn't been powered yet, which we need to power, of course. So generator on top. Make sure you're facing down. Good. Here's the fuel. And let the fuel in with screwdriver. And there it goes. It's moving, doing its thing. Tarkinite. That's it. That's what we need. Tarkinite. Woohoo! Alright, that should be good for covering up the machinery. Alright. Tarkinite. Alright, well, that was an eventful trip. We got a ton of Tarkinite that we needed. So we are going to process that up and get the rhenium that we need. There we go, crushing the Tarkinite ore. Very good, very good. Okay, taking the washed Tarkinite ore and refining it. Very good, getting that rhenium dust that we need. Okay, and then after we get the refined Tarkinite ore, we need to crush it again. We'll get Tarkinite dust plus some molybdenite dust, and then you take that Tarkinite dust and pass it through an electrolyzer to get more rhenium. Alright, we're going to need this molybdenum-50 rhenium dust, which we should be able to do now. We have some molybdenum right there. So we could stick it right here and right here. This right here is going to be the rhenium. So rhenium dust. Yep, good. And then this one here is going to be the molybdenum rhenium dust. And it is made of rhenium and molybdenum. Okay. That is a 1-for-1 mixer 1 to make 2. Ooh, 1, 1, 2. Perfect. That is in mixer 1. Alright. Let's just do that. Alright, good. And what do we need that for? Oh, that's right. We're actually probably going to need a lot of that because we need it for the frames. Okay, maybe we don't need a lot of it. I mean, we need it for the frames, for the plascrete, which we are going to need a lot of plascrete, so I guess we are going to need a lot of those frames. And the frames are just 4 rods, so that's not too bad. So let's just say we want 64. Alright, and then we'll take all that stuff and mix it together in one. Yeah, so that is working. It's making the molybdenum 50 rhenium dust. Very good, very good. While we're waiting on that stuff to cook up, I think it's about time that we use these pills that we made. Now I'm going to drop that down to just 1 because I don't want those to kick off while we're doing other things. But let's grab some of those pills and see if we can heal ourselves. So everything but 1. Let's see. There it is. And let's take a look at ourselves while we eat it. No. Okay. We are definitely going to need a lot more pills. Yeah, so 15 pills made it so that we are not irradiated by 2 more seconds. Wow, that was way less effective than I thought it would be. I mean, I guess what we really need is the Radaway, but how do you make the Radaway pill? You have to have the Radaway dust, which you mix. Oh, okay. Potassium iodide dust, Prussian blue dust, and oh boy, diethylene triaminopentacetic acid dust. Oh, that is a mouthful. But yeah, okay, cool. And how do you make that stuff? You have to make it in a large chemical reactor? Yeah. And it's oxygen plus this stuff, and it's at EV. Okay, so we're not going to be able to make that until we get to an EV large chemical reactor, which we will get to soon. I mean, that's the next step, is EV after HV, right? I think we just need to say we're going to be irradiated for a bit. Oh well. Well, now we've got some of the ingots that we need. We need to turn them into some rods. So there's a rod. Get those from ingots. One of those makes 2 in the lathe. Like so. Very nice. And let's just go ahead and make 8 of them, I suppose. And 8. There we go. Okay, we're going to grab a couple of stacks of the rods. Okay, unpackage. And let's make some. Alright, that's 16 of these frames already. That's kind of cool. Which means we can actually make 32 of these plascretes, so nice. Yeah, there we go. Steel plates, polyethylene sheets, molybdenum 50 rhenium frames, and some liquid concrete. Making some plascrete. Alright, so I think we have everything we need to make filter casings. So we are going to go to our backpack. And we make 8 of these. Alright, cool. Oh, we got plenty of copper bars. Hey, we might need more casings later, who knows? Or maybe we'll just use the bars somewhere else for decoration. That'd be cool. So yeah, we got the casings. Good. We only need 8 of those. Check. Okay, we also need the clean room. So let's see, what do we need for that? Looks like we need a couple of stainless steel rotors. Right, there we go. To make the actual clean room, we've got everything we need. The HV circuit plus the rotors, propellers, everything. And there we go. Open the backpack, click it. Clean room. Okay, so we got the clean room. We've got the filter casings that go around it. Then we've got plascrete. So if we look at the multi-block, we're doing pretty good. We're going to have a door. And then also, of course, the maintenance hatch. Yeah, we're going to need the maintenance hatch. Okay, so it looks like the only thing you need for the door is just an iron door. You just make an iron door. Okay, cool. And is that the only way that you can get an iron door? It's cutting a double wrought iron plate. I mean, it looks like it. Yeah, that means we're going to get a couple of raw iron ingots. Take them over to the bender. Now this actually needs to be on circuit 2, so we're going to do that real quick just to get a double. Then we can switch it back to 1. And there we go. Double. So now we can take that, and we should be able to send it to the cutter, and it should just work. So there's the cutter, goes in, Yeah, there we go. Iron door being generated. Nice. We need an HV diode. We need to allow energy to flow in one direction from the circuit assembler, and that requires clean room. That also requires MV. Okay, so it doesn't have to be an HV circuit assembler. It can be MV. However, I mean, we're already doing HV stuff anyway. We might as well just make, right? Okay, never mind. In order to make an HV circuit assembler, you have to have an EV circuit, which is the whole reason we're doing this. So yeah, that's not going to work. Need the MV circuit assembler. Now, here's the question though. Should we make a brand new circuit assembler just to go in the clean room? Or should we move all of the circuit assembler stuff into the clean room? I don't see any reason why we shouldn't just move this one. That'll free this up for another machine. And I'm thinking, let's put clean room right here. Since we can't use this anymore, we can just turn this area into our clean room area. And it'll still have, you know, access to the chains. Yeah, it'll be good. There we go. We got everything we need. Pick it up, put it in our backpack, create it. Diode. Excellent. Requires an MV. Well, if we do the HV ones, yeah, we already have all the HV stuff, so I'm thinking let's do HV item pass-through, and we'll do the HV fluid pass-through as well. Should be everything to get that. And oh, the other one. That's what we wanted. There we go. All right, cool. Those two are done. So I think that's everything that we absolutely need. So let's tear down the old mining contraption and get our clean room set up. Okay, now that we got all that taken down, ooh, we really should put some iron bars across there because that just looks unsupported. All right, here we go. Nothing some steel girders wouldn't fix. And there we go. All right, good. That looks better. Definitely better. All right, so first things first, we need the plascrete because we're going to have that as the floor. So now we can take the plascrete and put it down. There's 5x5. Then we're going to have a wall like this. Okay, and then we're going to need the roof just like this. Like that. Okay, but the middle is going to be the other stuff. Okay, that looks good. All right, that's good. Let's see, we are going to have the door right in the middle here, like this. Yes. Okay, very good. And then the maintenance hatch, I think, was just like right here. We can do that, might as well. There's the energy. Energy can go on the back. We'll put those on last. Item pass-through, plascrete. Okay, so the diode, where is the energy going to come into? I think we can totally have it like right here. That's totally fine. Then we also need the pass-through hatches here. Actually, let's do this. We'll have fluid on that side, item on that side, but we are actually going to change this out. We're going to put that in the middle. No, not there. In the middle. Yeah, that'll look nicer. Very cool. So then, let's see, we just have the top, plus we have more plascrete. And do we have enough to finish this off? I think we do. Wait, I forgot about the front. Oh, we don't. We need 3 more. Oh boy. All right, fine. Okay, well, there's 4 more. That is enough to at least finish this. So then we've got the 8 filter casings. like that. Then the actual clean room goes in the middle. And yeah. Oh, did it form? It looks like it doesn't say anything about an error. Needs maintenance, of course. All right, let's check it. And oh, we're missing the wire cutters. Let's get the wire cutters out too, and boom. Okay. And is it good? Is it formed? No, structure incomplete. What is it missing? Needs energy. You have to actually give the clean room energy. Okay, so that's why. All right, fine. There we go. Energy input hatch. Good. There we got all that, like what we want. We're actually gonna have that right there. I'm gonna have that right there. And then we're gonna have right there and right there. So we're gonna put the flowing. This is the item there. And we'll put the liquid there. I think that's it. Now we just need to fill in these. Boom, boom. And okay, structure formed. Now we just need to power it. And of course get the circuit assembler inside. Okay, so now that we need to put the stuff inside, we need to put the circuit assembler in, but in order to get in, you gotta have some way to open the door. You know, I wonder if we even need the fluid pass-through, because with the item pass-through, we could just pass through the actual packages, right? That might be a better idea. Okay, so we've got, I think, a setup that is going to work here. We've got the frog into the crate, and then we've got the repackager that will take all the stuff from the order into a single package, push it through the item onto the other side, and on the other side we've got fluid repackager, which will take all the stuff out of that one package, put it into the advanced circuit assembler, and then when that's done, we can take it and pass it through. Oh, there we go. Pass it through right behind it, because right above it is where the package comes in, and then the finished product comes out the other side. And then we've got power from below because we have the diode on that side. I think this is going to work. And when it comes out this way, we just need to get it to another frog and stick it back on the chain. And I do something like this. Send. And I take this pipe and I stick it on there. And I go like that. Going down. Will that work if I throw one of these on there and say, hey, import? Okay, that did work. I think I'll just leave the red torch there. I've got tons of red torches. In fact, maybe we should do the same thing for the block here, because it looks a bit weird. We can even put another one right there like that. There. Double torches. Okay, so it'll come in, go in, get made, come out, go into there, and be gone. It's pretty cool. In fact, if we wanted to, we could even move the frog over one on top of the combustion here. Power-wise, we've got the combustion generator. We just need to feed it with some fuel. I could make the pipeline, or I could just feed it a little bit of fuel right now, just for testing purposes. I think that's perfectly fine. Make it quieter because it is loud. Why is it constantly running? Oh, because this is filling up. Okay. I'm like, it's constantly running and nothing's happening. It's because this is filling up. Oh, it constantly runs. Okay. I mean, it doesn't take up too much energy. It's a slow drain, but that's okay. It's like having the lights on all the time. All right, let's go see if we can actually get that circuit, the EV circuit, to be made. Okay, down here we've got 0, Let's set it to 1 and see what happens. Okay, stuff's coming. Stuff's coming, right? Nope, stuff is not coming. Stuff is not coming. I'll tell you exactly why. It's because I've got it on the wrong address. That's right, because I had circuit assembler, clean room, but actually it can just go to the circuit assembler. Ditch that. We'll just send some new stuff, and we'll clean up the other stuff later. But for now, I should be sending things over, getting collected. Once everything's collected, it goes in. Should be running. Diode doesn't have energy. Why does the diode not have energy? Do I not have it? Oh, I probably don't have it switched around the right way, do I? There we go. Now the diode has energy. Still no energy. Okay, so the diode has energy, but for some reason it's not going into here. Okay, there's something I'm missing here. I'll get the soft mallet. And what am I changing it? Max amperage 2? 4? Okay, let's say it's 2. Okay, there we go. It's making the microprocessor supercomputer. That's what we wanted. Okay, that's the problem. It's because we don't have enough energy to run the clean room and this at the same time with just one generator. So we're going to have another one. Okay, there we go. Now we've got 2 of them. And both connected in here, which should be fine. Should give us 2 amps. And now we should have enough power for the clean room and the circuit assembler. Okay, it's running. Clean room's still running. Okay, looks like we're good. Okay, and then when that's done, it should spit out the EV circuits, which get put back into storage. Hey, I think it's working. There we go, our first EV circuit. I want 16 of them. Give me 16. Thank you very much. Guys, I think we're going to call that an episode with all the crazy packages going around me, because we have our clean room and we are building our EV circuits. So mission accomplished for this episode anyway, at least partly. Anyway, hope you guys all enjoyed, and we'll catch you later. Bye.